Niners faithful, how we doing? Those faithful to the Bay, how we doing? Hey, it's almost that time again. It's almost NFL Sunday, right? Hopefully everybody's week's going well. But let's talk about it. Let's do a little game preview. The San Francisco 49ers come back home to Levi's and play the Arizona Cardinals, a division matchup, a matchup that means a lot early. Both teams undefeated. I believe the Rams are undefeated as well. This is going to get tight in the NFC West. But let's give my overall views about this game. Overall view, I believe this is a trap game early for the Niners. Yes, I absolutely believe that this is a trap game. Why? Number one, both teams, well, it's not like even that much of a trap. The Arizona Cardinals are a good team. I think they're a good team. Great, no. I think that they're a good team, though. These are division rivals. These teams know each other. These players generally, right, have played against each other over the years multiple times. So it's like the familiarity, it's sometimes tough to pull ahead of a team that you're just so familiar with. And actually, like, that's why sometimes I believe there's like a lot of like when you're it's like, okay, this is how about this as an example. This is going to be weird. The Niners teams in the last 10 years have more or less been better than the Raiders teams, right? However, it's like the Raiders almost play the Denver Broncos better than the Niners play the Denver Broncos because they were in the same division. It works like that, I believe, with the Cardinals and the Niners. So both these teams know each other. It's going to be tough to totally pull away. So the margins are going to count. Saying that, I expect Kyler Murray, James Conner. I know he hasn't had a great year, but Cardinals quarterback, Kyler Murray. Their running back, James Conner. Trey Benson, who is their second-year running back, and Trey Mcbride, their tight end. I think they're ones to watch. They are players to watch. First, let's just take Kyler Murray. I think that the Niners need to be the consummate bend but don't break with Kyler Murray. They can't allow the big. Well, it's not that they can't allow the big play. They can't allow for multiple plays to score points against them. And here's the thing, because here's one thing that I'll say. Like Kyler Murray, scramble. He's talented, but is he a consummate winner yet? No, you can be still sort of not exploited, but he's got his weaknesses. So here's an example. If Kyler Murray scrambles one or two times and gets a 25-yard gain, gets a 35-yard gain, okay, I understand. So he's talented, right? However, if he gets a 45-yard gain for a touchdown, if he gets 25 yards for a touchdown, that's a different thing. The Niners must not break against the Cardinals. So they got to do a lot of bending on defense. I think that they will, but they can't break. So it's like Marvin Harrison may have, right? Maserati, what do we call him? Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. He may have a good play or two. So say he has 3 catches for 75 yards. Okay, he just can't have like 4 for 140 and then 1 or 2 of those are touchdowns. So, I mean, I know that this sounds like, this is kind of dumb to say. It's like, oh yeah, so C-Train, you're just saying is like, don't allow them to score points. Hey, that's a good tactic that you're talking about. Great analysis, C-Train. That's not necessarily it. It's that I believe that the Cardinals are going to make a few big plays on offense. It's the Niners not allowing those big plays, one big play for 40 yards. You can't carry that over and let the momentum overtake you. That's what I mean. So let the Arizona Cardinals make a play or two, but let that be few and far between, right? So, it's going to be difficult because James Conner is he is known for hating the Niners, and he plays extremely tough against them. He bludgeons as a running back, and the Niners can't break to that because as James Conner is like a bludgeon sort of, he's like their powerhouse at running back. Trey Benson is big And also, it averages a lot. I don't know what his average is. Maybe it's only, I think it's like something like 6.7 yards per carry. He averages a lot per carry. He can make some plays. Let the Cardinals, okay, they're going to make plays. That's okay. They just can't make big plays for points. So, containing, I think that one barometer, here's another way to tell, another C-train barometer if the Niners are doing well. The Niners have to get off the field on defense on third down. If you see Kyler Murray scrambling for like 2 or 3 or 4 first downs off of a third down, the Niners are going to be in trouble. You can't, because the margins aren't that big, right? So you got to stop Connor on that first and second and really mitigate any damage that Murray can do scrambling. He's tough. He's a little Mighty Mouse, right? He's got the Russell Wilson mold, but a little bit faster, I bet. So they just bend but don't break that is like the friggin' word or the mantra of the day for Sunday for the Niners. So on defense, or excuse me, on offense, the keys to the Cardinals have a big and physical defensive line, right? Calais Campbell, dude's almost as old as me and he's still balling out. What is going on? So Calais Campbell is like a stalwart on the defensive line, off and on for like 15 years, right? But they have like Josh Sweat on defense. They have a big physical defensive line, and I don't know. I believe that the Niners need to angularly attack. Hopefully that's a word. I think that they need to attack at angles at that defensive line. So, and even stretch the perimeter. So we're looking at maybe like a reverse to Ricky Pearsall to open up those outside, to make the outside run a threat, to really move those defensive linemen, right? Or make sure that they don't just hone in on Christian McCaffrey, because it could be slow going early, but the Niners need to commit to that running game. I was asked earlier, so I don't have the name with me, but somebody asked for me to answer why the Niners keep just pounding it in boxes, even though there's 8 men in the box. It's for multiple reasons. One reason, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense when you're only getting like 3.5 yards a carry, but the sense is that one, it acts as like a body blow. So like literally during running plays, your offensive line, your fullback, your team can just go and block. But I mean, you can really cause some physical damage if you commit to a running game, right? And you block at a high and consistent level. Another reason though is because it sets up the pass. Here's just a clean-cut example. Like, okay, with Brock Purdy out of the shotgun, an empty shotgun, nobody in the backfield. It is it's like 90% chance, 99% chance that Brock Purdy is going to pass that ball, right? So your defenders know, essentially, okay, got it. Now it's time to kick into like DB mode. Let's mitigate, run after catch. Let's really lock into these guys. It doesn't even allow the option of a run. And if you put a running back there and smash him a couple times, it does open up things for the offense. And it just gives, like the play action, for example, it just gives the defender 1 second to hopefully a split second to where you don't know where the ball is. Because that's what that action is about, is hiding the ball for a second, faking to the running back, faking, and then pulling it back and having that pass action, right? And you don't get that if it's like an empty backfield. And just, I'm going to top it off with this because it was a really good question about why the Niners just continuously run it. But I'll take you back. I used to coach flag football, right? I used to coach like kids beginner football, for example. Okay. And I know that this sounds weird the way that I'm going to break this down, but like if you're on offense and you like do a reverse or hide the ball from a kid on defense, sometimes like you will literally see the defender, I know this sounds bad, but like a kid, they'll actually like get anxiety. They'll like fold because they won't know where the ball is, and like you will literally see kids start to like break down because they can't find the ball. So it's like, and then when it pops out of nowhere and it's coming and it's like a play action, right, or something like that, and you can't find the ball, and then it's coming right at your guy, it's like it's almost startling. It'll throw you off guard. But like, so from a very young level, because the margins are greater there in a way, like we can see why the play action, why faking, why that type of gamesmanship of faking the run to get a pass going is sort of one of those key fundamental points in somebody's offense. So, but yeah, on offense, I believe that the Niners need to establish the run, establish it early and often, even if it isn't going super well. It's imperative that the Niners lead with the run because the Cardinals have a lot of defensive backs out. If you get these Cardinals defensive backs keyed in on the run in any way, shape, or form, I believe that the game is over. Kyle Shanahan, the Niners coach, has sometimes called. You see him sometimes on the sideline. In the past, he's almost been able to call a touchdown before it happens. He's like, yeah, this one's going in. It's money. That's how I believe it can be with the Cardinals this game. Run it, run it, run it, and then I'm not even kidding. Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings. And I really hope Jawan Jennings is healthy enough to play. And I hope Brock Purdy is, but I believe in their ability to get behind the Cardinals defense. So just how Jawan Jennings had an awesome touchdown, longest of his career, against the Saints last weekend, I believe that the middle of the field will be open and plays exactly like Jawan Jennings' touchdown will be available. I can almost guarantee they'll be available. And also, if the Niners really start to get that running game open up a couple 8-9 yard runs, you'll be able to call it. You'll say, oh, got it. They're gonna fake the run, and it's gonna be open. And the Cardinals have to respect the Niners run now, right? This is hopefully, projecting. But yeah, the running game will set those green and raw Cardinals defensive backs up for full exploitation. On defense, I said, yeah, stop the run. We know that Kyler's, I already went over that. It's going to be, I think that this game is really going to test the measure of the Niners defensive line early. I really hope, my hope is that players like Mykel Williams will really help the Niners to contain Kyler Murray because already, dude, the dude's like 21 years old. He's like half my age. And Mykel Williams is very good at staying home in his lane, at setting the edge and containing. So I love it. I really think the Niners are on a roll. It is, knock on wood though, every other time, like literally every other time the Niners have started out 3-0, they've gone to the Super Bowl. This is a big game. That is not a coincidence. I gotta end up with a little story. Sitting down, let me give you the omelet. Let me cook up the omelet. I'm gonna let you know. So I used to take sports communication classes at a community college. But the long story short of it is that the gentleman who taught those classes would bring in former Niners defensive coordinator John Marshall. So coming from his own words, he's only won a Super Bowl with the Niners, all right? How many Super Bowls did you win with the Niners? So it's not coming from me, it's coming from him. And rest his soul, he's actually passed away now, but he always used to tell the class, he's like, the one thing you gotta do early and often, you gotta stack wins. You must stack wins. And like, this is the time. Big time game. That's why I actually expect Brock Purdy to play. He's an Arizona guy, and he understands the magnitude of this game. Like, Niners are going to be difficult to stop due to their schedule if they start this hot, if they start 3-0. So here's to a good game. What's my score prediction, though? I believe the Niners win this, and I think it might even be closer than what I'm going to say. But my official prediction, the Niners pull it out 27-20. And I'm that guy. This is so horrible. I'm going to be that guy. I think the Niners are going to score 4 touchdowns, and I think that Eddie Pinheiro is going to miss the extra point. That's why I got the 20. So that's so when we go for score predictions, hopefully once I get monetized and all that good stuff, we'll do giveaways. I want to hear your score prediction. What's your score prediction? Write that in the comments below. Winner gets, of course, a shout out by me, and also they'll be put in a raffle for when I start to do cool prizes. Once I get a little monetized. So hey, we're getting there. We are on our way, and you can continue with my journey, and I can continue with you by liking, following, subscribing, and I'll see you next time at C Trade Station. Hey, have a great one. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game.